A K-Val weather alert day remains in place for us here through the valley locations, the Cascades as well, as the south coast steers clear of the winter weather. But boy, it's looking like a winter wonderland here across the southern hills of the Eugene-Springfield area. We saw a strong snow squall push through the area just at about 2 to 3 o'clock this afternoon, and you can see behind me the freshly flocked trees, making it feel just like the holiday season here across western Oregon. Here's a look at a time-lapse view of the Oakway Center that we saw with all of that snowfall pushing its way through. It was a very quick-moving system. We saw it quickly melt at the valley floor, especially on those surfaces like roadways and sidewalks. Not necessarily the case here through the southern hills where we're up in elevation. Temperatures are slightly cooler. We've already managed to dip back to freezing at this hour. As for satellite and radar, sometimes Lane County misses out on a little bit of the action as far as the visibility of the radar, but we have managed to see just a few of those snowflakes come to fruition on radar over the past several hours. Now, overall, we're starting to see drier conditions once again return to western Oregon, which is good news, but with clearing skies, that just means temperatures are going to continue to take just a bit of a tumble as we work our way into the overnight hours. Now, that snow elevation, it's once again on the move for us here across western Oregon, but it's in the direction we like to see it, up in elevation, higher than the Cascade passes in many cases by the time we get to tomorrow afternoon. That's all due to a system that's remained just off to our west. Now, additional snow accumulation, that's where we could potentially pick up again on another quick moving snow squall through the southern Willamette Valley, maybe down towards the Umpqua Valley, and the Cascades just the same, as we continue to see just a few of those snow flurries fall over eastern Douglas County. As for our next weather maker, it comes in the form of a low pressure system. So the one that brought us the snow today, it's already on the move over the high plains of Idaho and Montana, but that low that remains just to the west struggles to actually move from the west to the east. So it's just going to be riding north to south along the coastal line, and that has the potential to bring maybe a light raindrop or two potential for the south coast for much of the day tomorrow into Saturday, and then Saturday evening we'll see a little bit of that lick back on to the valley and coastal areas. As for the precip clouds and the wind, all broken down hour by hour for you here, we're expecting to see drier skies today. We might pick up on an extra snow flurry or two over the high terrain of the coastal mountain ranges, but the Cascades, the valleys, the south coast pretty much done with the wet weather until we get to Friday afternoon. Then the south coast might pick up on a little bit of the wet weather. As for rain accumulation, that's really coming to an end. You see a lot of zeros there up and down the I-5 corridor. As our temperatures tonight, they will be cold, falling back into the 20s, low 30s, below freezing regardless for us here across western Oregon, as daytime highs get back up into the mid 40s up and down the I-5 corridor, low 50s possible for the south coast, so we start to warm things back up again. Eugene Springfield 7-day forecast expecting to see the return of some wet weather on Saturday, although it's only about a 40% chance. We should see just a few of those light rain showers. We dry things out Sunday and much of next week. Below average for those daytime highs, but still seeing the dry skies. Not something we typically see for a long stretch of weather for us here as we dive our way into the month of December. Coos Bay also expecting those winds to be strong with that occluded front just offshore. We could see wind gusts upwards of 20 to 25, if not even 30 miles per hour. So secure those Christmas decorations now. With the Umpqua Valley also expecting the wet weather for part of the day on Saturday. It's not going to be a super soaker event, but keep in mind this upcoming Tuesday is a Take a Bite Out of Hunger food drive, looking to be on the dry side, but also chilly. Good news is you get to stay in your car and we'll do all that heavy lifting for you. That's it for this very snowy forecast. Drier skies are on their way. I'll go ahead and send things back over to you in the studio.